Hey guys, it's your favorite Dinobot here, and recently discovering that Showa Godzilla was Marvel's Godzilla at the same time, I was thinking like, yo, you know what? This would actually be a good video. So I thought like, what if we did Avengers versus Godzilla, right? But we actually give them Showa Godzilla, but it's against the MCU Avengers rather than the comic ones. Because again, I think maybe that might be a little bit fair, keeping it in the linear Showa timeline. No Heisei downscaling and stuff like that here. We just have the simple MCU Avengers versus Showa Godzilla. Surely this can be fair. Unless it's this version of Showa Godzilla where he's all jacked up after having his time at the gym. But hey, that's neither here or there. Let's actually begin here. And we're going to be scaling both. And, well, you know what? Let's actually get Showa Godzilla out the way before I explain the rules for the Avengers. And Showa Godzilla is pretty simple. You can easily get him to the fourth dimensional area of the universal scaling and stuff like that. 4D and stuff like that. Probably infinite 4D. Because, again, Godzilla does have an infinite universe. So, I mean, that's pretty much standard work here. Now you might ask, oh, okay, Legendary, how does he get here? And it's pretty simple. He pretty much scales to Zone Fighter. If not, you could say he's slightly stronger than he is here. And Zone Fighter was able to destroy and kill, actually twice, mind you, the monster Dorora, who actually was able to bend energy to the point where it created a fourth dimensional space. And then Zone Fighter goes on to shatter that fourth dimensional space, and then later to kill Dorora. Then fights Dorora a second time and kills him. Then the third time Dorora comes back, possibly even stronger than before, Godzilla kills him. So it's pretty consistent, albeit you could definitely say Godzilla is physically stronger than Zone Fighter, albeit Zone Fighter is the more skilled of the two. But again, Zone Fighter was able to train Godzilla, gave him some hands, and he was thrashing the same monsters that were giving Zone Fighter a hard time, and vice versa. Zone Fighter was thrashing his monsters. So I think that's pretty simple. Now for the MCU. And we're going to use the Age of Ultron lineup. However, we're going to give them their more updated scaling, or those who pretty much have an updated version of their scaling. Because let's be real, not a lot of the characters really have anything here. So, they get their updated scaling, updated versions of themselves and everything. So, yeah, we're not limiting them to anything here. Now, obviously, the lower tier members are Hawkeye and Black Widow. And I think that's pretty simple here. Why? I think the best you can scale them is around the wall. And with Hawkeye, I think you can actually get Hawkeye to building level because he actually does have, like, some impressive gear, able to take out Chitauri, actually being able to stagger Loki, which you could honestly say gets him up to building level, maybe a bit higher, but again, that's because of his gear. And then Captain America. Now you might say, oh, well, he was able to give Thanos the hands, and you're using, the worthy version here. Yeah, he was here. But again, I wouldn't say he scales to, Thanos or Thor in terms of, like, durability and power and stuff here. Cap is still using his skill here. And I would still definitely put him in the large building level, albeit with Mjolnir by his side. He definitely can harm planetary entities, react, and combat them. Quicksilver is another one that is in the lower tier here, but unfortunately, he never reached his full potential. By the way, Quicksilver could have actually been moving at light speed if he reached his full potential. So, yeah, I know it's pretty crazy. We're going to probably talk about it in Wave 8 of the superhero section on that one. But hey, let's keep it going here. Now, Quicksilver easily moves around the supersonic to hypersonic margins as well, as he's easily above the Quinjet, which actually moves around Mach 5, if not slightly faster. Quicksilver should also be faster in raw speed compared to a lot of other characters here, like Vision, Thor, Iron Man and stuff like that, who can easily reach Mach 33 in those levels of speeds here. So in all honesty, you can easily get Quicksilver to massively hypersonic if you really wanted to. And he's able to destroy Ultron drones. So, yeah, that should be pretty good. Vision here is actually a bit of a weird one on where I would scale him. I would definitely say he's on par with Thor from Thor the Dark World, if not slightly a bit stronger, as he is performing a lot better against characters like Ultron. He was able to, I guess you could say temporarily fight off the Black Order in a way here. But again, they had weapons made of Uru that were literally made to counter the Infinity Stone, so it's really not a fair fight here. And then he also has his density shifting, where he can increase his density and pretty much turn intangible and phase his hand through opponents. Iron Man is the next heavy hitter of this team, and in all honesty, this is where we really get into the high tiers, in all honesty, with Iron Man just leading the charge. Now, Iron Man is arguably in the, I guess you could say, closer to the ranges in power of Thor than even Vision here is here. And we're talking about Thor Ragnarok Thor here. I mean, his suit with the bleeding edge has been able to draw blood from Thanos, the same Thanos who can easily hold and tank the Power Stone, which is known to destroy planets here. Now, there are other ways to upscale Iron Man, as he was able to take attacks from the Infinity Stones consistently, and the stones actually do correlate and feed off of each other, meaning they would scale to each other as well here. Meaning their AP could easily range MCU Iron Man from planetary to even universal levels of power. Now, Scarlet Witch. Yeah, she's an absolute demon. I don't think there's any other way to put it. She's been able to kill the Illuminati, literally being able to just take away someone's powers and abilities by saying, "What mouth?" Or, bend reality with just words. Now, again, a lot of people think Scarlet Witch is going to get speed blitz, but oh, that couldn't be further from the truth here, my friends. You see, Scarlet Witch has been able to hang with an alternate version of Captain Marvel, who had the same powers and abilities as the original, which means that this Captain Marvel is also using Photon Blast, and Wanda is casually able to not only block, but hang with these kind of blasts as well as being able to move and match this same Captain Marvel in movement speed, meaning Wanda easily should have FTL reaction and combat speed. Now let's move on to Thor. Now, Thor, the man who gave us the MCU scaling in the first place. Able to literally destroy entire cities, crack planets, shake planets, all right? Being able to fight against the Destroyer armor, which is powered by the Odin Force, which is known, to be a planet-shattering force, all right? Being able to overpower all the Infinity Stones being blasted at him and still managing to strike Thanos. Yeah, he's pretty impressive. Then, in Thor Love and Thunder, unfortunately one of the worst MCU movies I've had to experience, but again, it had some potential here to be a good horror movie. Yeah, he's fighting against Gore, who would be stronger than Thanos. Yes, Gore is stronger than Thanos, and I will be explaining that why in Wave 8, so I'll give you guys that one. And again, it really does come from Thor here, with Thor being way stronger than he was in his prime, or when he was during Infinity War and Ragnarok here. There are also universal metas you can easily use to scale at least these three to universal here. To start off, you have the Unimind from the Eternals. The Unimind was basically a telepathic collective mind of all the Eternals that was meant to counteract and shut down Celestials who have the power to create universes. So, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous how powerful the Eternals are, in all honesty. Then you have Doctor Strange's Time Stone feat, where he literally traps Dormammu in a time loop. The same Dormammu that was able to consume entire universes. Now again, Doctor Strange was no match for Dormammu when it came power to power. But the Infinity Stone allowed him to trap Dormammu in this infinite time loop where he couldn't escape. So trapping not only Dormammu, but this will also trap him in his entire universe in pretty much this infinite time loop here. And then you have the Infinity Stones themselves being universal in power when pretty much they're all together, as they're able to replicate energies of the Big Bang. So yeah, with that being said here, we literally have to just answer the question: can the Age of Ultron Avengers stop Showa Godzilla? Or can they beat Showa Godzilla? Can they win a rematch? I guess you could say a much more fair rematch. And in all honesty, my answer is very simply no. Even if they have, their heavy hitters like Wanda, Iron Man and Thor, lost my train of thought there, and Vision as well here, they're not going to be able to beat him. I don't even think they're going to be able to hurt him, in all honesty. Now, yes, Wanda does have her reality warping and stuff like that here, but in all honesty, it probably won't even work on someone like Showa Godzilla. And believe it or not, he's got some pretty good reasons and arguments why. I mean, Zone Fighter is shattering a fourth dimensional, attack here. I think that's pretty impressive on its own here. And we also have to explain here if Wanda can actually affect something of that caliber. Because again, Zone Fighter's attack potency is a lot higher here. Not to even mention that some of these Avengers really don't have what it takes to permanently put down Showa Godzilla. And this is because of his healing factor. Showa Godzilla has healed from things that, in all honesty, would pretty much total the Avengers. I mean, healing from things like Hedorah Smog or Mechagodzilla's, what's it called? It was those little finger missiles that would literally lodge into his skin, and all he did was force them and pump them out. Not to mention that Godzilla is actually pretty skilled when it comes to a hand-to-hand fight. Even the actor or the man in the suit who stated he was playing as Godzilla, they loved the way he portrayed him because he was actually using his own wrestling experiences and martial arts prowess in karate to actually be able to, utilize Showa Godzilla. So in all honesty, the Avengers really don't have it. Kind of sucks, to be honest. But again, the healing factor, the strength difference, and plus half of their members being fodder really just doesn't make it fair. Now you guys might ask, why didn't I add people like Doctor Strange or Captain Marvel? Now, my answer is pretty simple. I have not watched the Marvels movie, so I don't know if Carol really is doing anything special. I watched some clips of it. I'm saying I'll watch some, clips of it and stuff like that. But again, I haven't watched it yet. And Doctor Strange, I'm saving him for a match later down the line when it comes to the versus section. So, yeah, you guys have that look forward to. But in all honesty, my answer is very simple. No, they wouldn't be able to stop or even beat Showa Godzilla. But that's going to be all today. Please comment down below, like and subscribe and share with your friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I hope y'all have a blessed day.